Welcome back to our channel and trust you're doing great. If today is your first time, you are most welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are highly welcome. It is always a joy to see you. Thank you all so much for your loving support. So today, guess what? By popular request, we've been asked to react to the Beatles once again. Woohoo! And we're reacting to In My Life. In My Life. That title is already interesting, In My Life. So let's see what happens in their lives. Okay, so without talking much, and 1, 2, 3.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.
The Beatles, every single time they get me every single time, because this is coming so different from all the other ones that we've listened to.
It's interesting.
They're so versatile. They were like dynamic and versatile. They were not like, oh, you know what was coming next. It was always something different. And they're blending, the way they harmonize was
Yeah, the harmonize really well actually.
very, very good. Wow. People, now we understand why the Beatles. Oh, let's go.
Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
People, permit me to take you back. Oh, I just love that ending. That was
The
beautiful.
falsetto
They had the
bit.
falsetto bit.
Nice.
It was beautiful. People, permit us to take you back just a little bit. Let's go back and listen to that particular falsetto again.
In my life, I love you more.
People, the Beatles, forever dynamic, forever outstanding. Like, how many years has it been since they stopped being a band?
Oh gosh, a long.
But their music is still fresh as ever. I'm just going to go briefly over the words. This is particularly very interesting to me because I heard some of the words. I mean, this is our first time hearing it. And it's been like, normally when you hear a song for the first time, it doesn't really stick. But I just want to go over the words. I've got the words here. It says that there are places I'll remember. That says a lot. There are places, I mean, we've all been to places where there are places that you've been to that you'll be like, oh, I mean, especially like when you travel and stuff like that. There are places I'll remember. All my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Yes, I mean, there are things, yeah, like we all know. For some of the things that have happened in our lives, they are for the better. Some of them have changed our lives completely. Like what's happened now is changed. Literally, it's affected everybody on this planet. So some of the things have changed our lives, some of them for the better and some of them for the worse. We all know that. Some have gone and some have remained. Yes. I mean, just looking at what's just happened now, yeah, a lot have gone. And some of us have still
That's why we're
remained.
doing this. because
Yeah. And some of us have remained.
Everybody's communicating more over than that. You know?
Exactly. So there's good and bad in everything. If you look closely, and if you are an optimistic, you're not just going to look at the bad side of things. Everything has good in it and it has bad in it. So we just have to be ready and know that the law of polarity operates. So where there's good, there'll be bad. Where there's bad, there'll always be good. But like, that's why we say that their songs are ever so timely. They're evergreen because whatever they talked about in their songs is always relevant. It's relevant today. It will be relevant in another 20 years because they talked about life and that was what brought out their dynamism. They were dynamic. So the second verse says that all these places have their moments. Yes. Life is full of moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. See the way they chose their words, so much meaning, so much. Like if you're somebody who sits down to sit down and listen, you will be like, oh my goodness, they were just from out of this world. Some are dead and some are still living. In my life, I've loved them all. Oh, yeah, I heard it. In my life, I've loved them all. Beautiful. I don't know which one of them wrote these songs. We should have looked and checked who wrote it. Very good words. But all these friends, third verse says, but all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. So it's like talking to their loved one, isn't it? There's no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Beautiful. Wow. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and ponder. The people in life, we need to take in the moments. We need to appreciate every moment. Leave the moment. This is what I get from this song. Live in the moment. Be happy. What are you doing now? Be happy in that moment. Don't think about yesterday and don't think about, it's good to think about yesterday to bring about changes, but don't dwell in the past. Live in the moment, enjoy the moment. Whatever you're doing now, enjoy it, because it says it clearly in this song. It says, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop to ponder, stop to take a minute, take the moment in and enjoy your life. This song was beautiful. I love it.
Yep,
Beautiful,
I loved it too.
beautifully
There's a
written.
lot of meaning.
Every one of their songs had so much meaning. It looks always simple, but when you go in a bit deeper, you realize that they were saying something for years and years to come. Thank you so much, the Beatles. You have left us a wealth of music and knowledge and information. People, we're going to sign off now. Thank you all so much. Stay tuned in. We're going into the next song. So stay tuned in. A day in the life. So people, let's go.
I saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the house of law. I saw a film today, oh boy. The English army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the book. I'd love to turn you on.
People, that was interesting. Whoa, that's an interesting interjection.
Wasn't
That was so creative. Wow. The music just went on a different trajectory. Wow. Let's go. Let's see what's next.
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found the way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat.
People, the music has just changed again, isn't it? This is like what rock and roll, isn't it? It's changed the world.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. And somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
I read the news today, oh boy. 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire. And though the holes were rather small, they had to count them all. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. I'd love to turn.
Wow, people.
That was interesting.
This is on another level. That's like people saying, you are not sure what is coming next with the Beatles. They were just awesome. They were just awesome in the way that they looked about life. Like they just saw life on a different perspective. Just amazing.
Quite interesting, actually. Yeah.
See what they put in that music. I don't even know what it was. People tell us a bit more about what this really was. Yeah, it was just like a clutter of everything coming in.
Seemed like to me like a rocket.
Yeah, rocket. That was
Taking off,
yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Exactly. So I'm just going to go over the words quickly. It says that I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. What does that mean? So I read the news today, oh boy, a lucky man who made the grade. And boy, the news was sad, but I saw the photograph. Second verse says, he blew his mind out in a car.
Interesting.
He did not notice that the lights had changed. So it was like somebody speeding down the road. Even though he was a lucky man who made the grade, and though the news was rather sad, so that's where he's coming into the second one with what really happened. He blew his mind in the car. So a crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the House of Lords.
Okay.
Interesting.
I wonder if it's true.
It probably is, because they did write about life, life situations and stuff. I saw a film today, oh boy, the English army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look. Having read the book, I'd love to turn you on. So this is like another story again. Do you get it?
Definitely.
He saw so it's like a series of events that he put together. An English army had won the war. A crowd of people turned away, but I had to look. Having read the book, I'd love to turn you on. Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head, found my way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late, found my coat and grabbed my hat, made the bus in seconds flat. Interesting storyline. So he came in with a series of different events.
Yeah.
They were just awesome. People, no matter where you look, the Beatles, you will not find another like them. They were just out of this world. So people, hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I mean, the end sound was just something else. Yeah. So it probably was like the car crashing and the British Army. He said the British Army had won, isn't it? People, so we're going to sign off now. Stay tuned in for more Beatles to come. We are just intrigued about how they were able to write these songs and just how dynamic they were in their style. Yeah. So people, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.